Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Lessons. I've been playing recently Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and it takes place during the Peloponnesian War, which was the war between the Athenians and the Spartans. And in my channel, when I've talked about my past lives, one of them was in ancient Greece. However, I couldn't really get like a fix on exactly where I was and what timeline. I did get the island of Thera, but I don't really know what that has to do with me and exactly at what timeline, because Greece has changed for and since then definitely and when I play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I just finished the one of the wars, the battles that you can take place in, and I was on the side of the Athenians, and it's like I tend to align with the Athenians more. And it isn't just because they are blue and I like blue. I'm wearing blue, though it is a pretty color. I like Athenian blue. I may have been affiliated with Athenians at one point. I don't exactly know if I was, but I do tend to lean more to Athens. When I visit Athens in the game, and believe me, when I play Odyssey, it's almost like I feel like I'm home, like I want to be there. Even looking at like all the ancient struggles and stuff, I want to be there. Like I was there at one point and I want to go back. But when I visit Athens in here and I hear about Athens, it feels familiar. And it almost feels like home. And I don't know why. I've never been to Athens. I don't really plan to go anytime soon because it's all weird over there. And when I go to Sparta, or when I hear about Sparta, it doesn't really ring that much of a bell to now. And, you know, Sparta isn't even Sparta anymore. And from what I hear, the Spartans lost the Peloponnesian War, which could have something to do with why there is no longer Sparta. But, when I hear about Athens, when I hear about Pericles, when I hear about Athena, who was their patron goddess, it just all feels like home to me. Not to mention, I have prayed to Athena before. I've never felt a connection to Ares, but I've always felt a connection to Athena. Now, for those of you who aren't as well versed in Greek mythology, Athena and Ares are both war gods, and they are brother and sister. Now, there are two different kinds of warfare. And, of course, Spartans prayed to Ares, while Athenians prayed to Athena. Now, Athena was the goddess of strategic warfare. She was about thinking things through and strategizing beforehand. Meanwhile, Ares, or the Spartans, were all about just head-on-head brutal warfare. You either come out with your shield or on it. That was their slogan. With your shield or on it. And I do believe that the Spartans did plan, but most of it was just like thinking, you know, they're just like, fight hard, fight as hard as you can. If you die, you die. There it is. Yet the Athenians weren't so keen on that concept. I feel like they were more like the intellectuals. And not to mention, while the Spartans constantly trained for warfare, they were all about war. War was life. Battle was life. They taught children, as soon as they could walk, how to fight. And I believe this was true, I'm not sure if it was, but unlike Athenian women who were taught to support their husbands who were soldiers, Spartans also taught women how to fight. I'm not sure if this is true, but I do hear there was also differences in a state, like women could inherit property in Sparta, while Athenian women could not. So there were those differences, which I don't approve of course. And I hear at one point Sparta banned money. They actually banned money, drachmae. And they just focused on services and trades. That was about it. But of course, I don't think it worked out very well for them. Because, a lot of people like money. And a lot of people like being able to earn money, to spend money, or keep money. And, but Athenians, they were philosophers, thinkers, intellectuals. They were artists. They were theater folk. You didn't have any of that in Sparta. And another way I like to look at it is Athenians are the nerds and the Spartans are the jocks. I've never been a jock myself. While I do want to get in shape, I was never into sports or, all that kind of physical activity. I'm not a gym buff, clearly. But that's how I see it, and I do consider myself like an Athenian. I am definitely Athenian leaning. In fact, it would be nice to go to Athens one day, and maybe I might have some similarities there, but considering Athens has changed a lot since the Peloponnesian War, I'm not sure exactly how much of a feeling of familiarity I would have. But everything about the Athenians just calls to me. Athena, I have prayed to her multiple times for guidance. And I have never prayed to Ares. I personally feel no connection to him whatsoever. The only other war deity that I have wanted to work with was the ancient Greek Titan Pallas, who was the god of Warcraft. He was the husband of Styx, the river of the dead, and goddess of hatred and unbreakable oaths. So I have not worked with him yet, but I do want to, and I kind of want to buy his statue. Apparently he does have a statue that you can buy, which I do like. He is cool looking. But yeah, that's my stance on it. I want to hear what you guys think. If you guys out there, if any of you watching have an affiliation pertaining to maybe a past life to Greek mythology and ancient Greek times, do you feel connected to Athenians? Do you feel connected to Spartans? Or do you not feel connected to either? Maybe there's another people that you feel connected with. The Argonians? The Argonauts? The Odysseans? I don't know if that's what they're called, but I know there have been many people throughout history, different kinds of people. I've also felt a connection to Phrygians, which were not ancient Greek. They were in what is now Turkey. They were ruled by the Persians. Yeah, they were eventually conquered by the Persians. I have felt a connection to Roman times as well. Ancient Roman times. Like pre-Christian Roman. Let's see what else. Thracians have been, or Thracians have been interesting to hear about, but I don't exactly feel a full connection to them, just mere interest about who they were. Just different kinds of people, but yeah, tell me what you guys think. And might as well throw it in. What places do you feel a connection to that you believe has to do with past lives? Please let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. Have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.